Good evening all. Today we are going to discuss about additional refinements. In addition to alpha beta pruning, there are other modifications which also existed for improving its performance. The first four of them are waiting for cueness, secondary search, and use of book moves, and the fourth one is the alternative to minimax algorithm. That is waiting for cues. One of the main factors that should determine whether to stop this going deeper in search tree is whether the situation is relatively stable or not. Suppose when the node B is expanded one more level, the result is shown next figure. The node B is changed drastically. This mainly happen in 4 when we exchange the middle of piece. Therefore, the opponent has significantly improved his or her position by changing a piece of moves, by changing his state. If we stop this tree at this level, that is we assign a -4 to this B, we get that B is not a good move. So therefore, we have to choose an alternative path. To make sure that this short-term measure doesn't influence our choice or step of move, for this we have to continue this search until no such drastic change occur from one level to the next. This is called waiting for cueness. If we do this when half of the piece exchange has occurred but it doesn't affect our moves, that is waiting for cueness helps in avoiding the horizon effect. This horizon effect can influence a program's perceptions of good moves, and it also may delay the program or game. That is second one is secondary search. Look at an example. Let's take an example of a BST. If we add an additional level to existing BST which is equal to the entire tree so far, because in level 1 we have to explore one level, and in level 2 you have to explore two level, and in level 3 you have to explore it is 4. So this continues on. So in fact one more node is to be explored. Even in the case of binary tree, higher the branching factor, more it is. So having an addition play, it is almost impossible. That is one of the good way to combat the horizon effect is to double check a chosen move to make sure that a hidden pitfall, that means if there is present a hidden pitfall, suppose we have explored a game tree to an average depth of 6 play, and on the basis of this we know that it is much expansive when we explore a entire tree of depth 8, but when we select the single branch, it is not much expansive of an additional level 2, and it makes sure that it looks good, and this technique is known as secondary search. The one of the particular form of secondary search which existed is singular extension. The principle behind this singular extension is that if a leaf node is judged to be far superior to its siblings, and if the value of the entire search mainly depend on the correctness of that node's value, and the node should be expanded extra play, this mechanism allows search program to concentrate on these tactile facing combinations. The third one is use of book moves. It is not feasible to select a move by simply looking at the current or present game configuration and extracting the correct move. The catalog would be immense and no one know how to it construct. So for some segments of some game, these approaches should be reasonable. In chess, both opening sequence and end game sequences are highly stylized. That is, in this example, the performance of game should be increased when we provide a list of moves. This list of moves known as book moves, and in this knowledge and search are combined to produce more effective result. So when we use a book moves, it should produce effective result when we compare with the others. Then third one is alternative to minimax. The opponent will always choose the optimal move. In traditional approaches, we know that it is choosing moves in games involve the use of minimax algorithm. However, the recent studies showed that the minimaxing may not always produce the best approach. The one of the reason is choosing an algorithm is one other reason is choosing another algorithm alternative to minimax. That is one of the solution, and we know that minimax is designed assuring that the opponent will always going to play the best move. We know that in this tree, the algorithm would always choose a -5 to B. Then for the player, and it is better than C when we assign a value of -7. In fact, one asks that it is better to choose C. In this case, as there is a chance that opponent does not choose, but it may choose I. If he makes this mistake, we actually come to quit this winning game. But if we play B, the both moves are bad, and even when the opponent makes a mistake, so it is not an encouraging situation. So it is good play good. It is more good to take a chance, not but not minimax algorithm. Then iterative deepening. Iterative deepening is originally used in chess programs. We know in chess, rather than searching to a fixed depth in game tree, the chess first searched only a single play. Applying this static evolution function on the result of each of this its possible move, it then initiated to a new minimax search. This time to a search of two play, and after this it was first, second, third, and continue on. The name iterative deepening derived from the phrase that each iteration of the tree searched on one level deeper. That is, that from this word iterative deepening is derived. This process seems wasteful for many reasons. That is, first, game playing programs are subjected to many time constraints because it is impossible to know in advance fixed depth will be how much time it will be take, and a program may find itself running out of time. With iterative deepening, the current search can be aborted at any time, and the best move can be founded by a previous iterations. So we can conclude that chess is success when we use iterative deepening, and this technique could be applied effectively in single agent search and to solve the like problem 8 puzzles. And algorithm depth first iterative deepening, that is equal to DFID, which combines the best aspect of, we know what is depth first search algorithm and breadth first algorithm. This DFID is the combining of best aspects of depth first and breadth first search algorithm. And we know that DFID, the steps for the algorithm are the when you have to set search depth equal to 1, and we have next step we have to conduct a depth first search for the depth of search depth. Then we have a solution found it, then from this we have to get a solution, then it you have to return it. Otherwise we have to increment the value search depth by 1, and after this we have to go to step 2. We know clearly it clears that DFID will always find the shortest solution to the goal state. Moreover, we know the maximum amount of memory used by this DFID is directly proportional to the how much nodes that is present in this solution path. We know the A star, it is also used for the A star improved version of A star algorithm, because the DFID is the optimal algorithm for uniformed search. This ID is also used to improve the performance of A star, because A star it use large amount of memory. By using this iterative deepening, we have to improve this A star algorithm. That is, the steps for this iterative deepening A star algorithm is: first, we have to set the threshold value equal to the heuristic valuation of the start state. And the second step, we have to conduct a depth first search by pruning at any branch when its total cost function, that is g plus h dash, exceeds the threshold's value. When it exceeds, if a solution is get from this path, we have to return it. Otherwise we have to increment the threshold value by the minimum amount how much it was exceeded in during the second step, that is previous step. And after this we have to go to step 2. Like A star, we know that iterative deepening A star, that is IDA, is also guaranteed to also find an optimal solution to this function. And because in depth first IDA is very efficient with respect to space, it is very with respect to space. So by using this IDA, we have to solve the max puzzle like 15 puzzles, that is a 4x4 version of the 8 puzzles within the reasonable time and space constraints. It may helps to solve this.